Well, that was dumb. Legitimately, how did that help anything, Shin?
Yeah.
Like, she's literally telling Orb to stop fighting. You're fighting Orb right now. This is fucking idiot. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back to another episode of Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Destiny. Last episode certainly had a lot of filler.
Yeah, the whole episode was filler, except for Blackus meeting with the Klein faction, basically. That was it. And Durandal saying, "Oh, it's a good thing that Blackus and Kira are not together anymore."
I don't know, I thought it was pretty important where they covered the fact that there is actually a Ketracel light element to the extendeds, which is clearly whatever the fuck the bed does.
Yeah, it regenerates them, I guess, hopefully. I don't know, otherwise. Or it could be, well, they do say that, but I think it's also the fact that keeps the drugs in the system. I don't know what the beds are supposed to do exactly.
But the drugs are just painkillers as far as we've seen.
Or maybe the drugs are wearing off and then they're suffering the pain from their modifications.
Except that they've got a readout of what the drugs are, so you could just, get a hold of some of those drugs.
We don't know exactly what... well, the beds are supposed to keep them reprogrammed and regenerated, I guess. Without them, they die. But I don't think she's going to die here, so, I think she's going to, go be in a coma for a while. And it's going to be a whole thing where it's like, Kira's like, oh no, and then they find a cure or she pulls through or something. It's like, now she joins them, and,
I don't know. That seems like speculation to me.
Yeah, well, they had to make the romance work somehow. Clearly that's what they're setting up.
I don't know, because the thing about the romance stuff is trying to extrapolate from the openings and endings. You'd think that Atherin's going to wind up with 4 different girls.
No, but I'm talking about not talking about Atherin. I'm talking about Chin.
I know. Well, no, you're talking about Shin.
Yeah, and Stella.
Yeah, no, it sounded like you said Chen, who's actually also a character in the show. He's one of the bridge crew guys.
Yeah, but not that guy.
No, I'm talking about the opening and endings.
Mm-hmm.
You're only basing the fact that Stella and Shin are actually going to wind up together off of the element that we saw them in the openings so long ago.
Well,
where we thought they were going to be a couple.
Well, they did work them to be together. This 3 or 4 episodes to get them together. So
they worked Stella into a hospital bed, and sometimes Shin is there next to her. Not the exact epitome of being together. She's as together with Shin as she is the doctor and the nurse.
But considering the fact that they were enemies, mortal enemies, and now they're they contrived this so that she could be there.
I'm pointing this out only because the element that we were thinking it was going to happen because the opening and ending suggested that it was going to happen. Now the opening and ending is suggesting that Atherin's going to wind up with 4 different girls.
I don't think she's going to end up with 4 different girls. I think he's being chased by 4 different
girls.
Literally,
Marin and Mir are on both sides of him in the other one, and the only ones that aren't literally touching him are Kigali and Lunamaria, who are pointing guns at nothing, by the way, because one's pointing forwards and the other one's pointing to the side. Also, in the ending, Atherin has Mir still grabbing him as the other girls are coming after him.
I don't think this happens. If it works that way, that would really suck.
Again, the evidence for Shin and Stella only existed in the opening of the show before, and we treated that as a thing that was going to happen. Atherin is constantly being hounded by a bunch of girls in the opening and ending, and yet for some reason you don't think that that's possible.
I don't think he's going to fall for any of them, which means...
Well, I think you're incorrect.
I think he's gonna be with he's gonna stay loyal to Kigali.
Remember, Kigali is one of those girls, so if you say he's not going to go for any of them, that means he's not going for Kigali, which is why I said you were incorrect, because you were technically incorrect.
The best kind of incorrect, I guess, or the worst kind. I said aside from Kigali, any of the other ones are just distractions.
I don't know. I'm down for Mir.
No, Mir can go. Man, I'm not liking Mir.
For no reason.
No, for very good reason, for participating in the lie that she's concocted in order to get Lacus out of
She
the
didn't
way.
concoct it.
She's certainly a willing participant.
So
what? That's good, bad enough.
because I said, hey, tomorrow put on this wig, perform this thing, and you'll live the best life you'll ever live from now on. You can say no.
Not if I'm pretending to be someone else.
Literally, you get to pretend to be your hero. I don't know who that is. I'm assuming you could pull it off with a wig, though, given my hypothetical.
Yeah, no. This is a little more than that.
It's not, though. It's exactly that. It's exactly that.
I
would not
participate in that charade. I wouldn't participate in that charade.
Plus, all you have to do as part of it in these concerts is say how heartbroken you are that there's a fight going on and hope the war ends. The horrible thing that you have to do is get in front of soldiers that are fighting a war and tell them, I hope the war ends.
Yeah, because stealing someone's identity it's just okay. It's no problem.
It's fine, I think, if they're not actively using it.
What do you mean not actively using it? Your identity. You are who you are,
She's literally hiding out, literally trying not to be seen. So she's actively not using it. It's like if somebody was using the Unabomber's identity when he was in the cabin in the woods writing his manifesto and making bombs. He's actively trying to stay off of the grid. So if you're using his identity, who's hurt? Who's hurt by it?
Well, considering the fact that Unabomber actually went out to kill people.
Yeah, I'm talking about bombs. I said while he was out
somebody would try to also kill more people. There'll be a copycat. So you have two people that are trying to kill people. Yeah, good example. Yes, that's.
It actually was a good example. Right. I didn't say when he was when he's sending out the bombs and anything. You extrapolated. You made up that point.
I didn't, because what the Unabomber is known for, it's being the Unabomber.
Yeah,
and you're pretending to be the Unabomber.
Timothy McVeigh made up all of not made up. He did all the bombing shit after a long period of time isolated in the woods. All I said is while he was isolated in the woods. Obviously, it blows up in your face later when he does all that shit. I'm talking about, I mean, quite literally, although I don't think he would send a bomb to himself. So obviously, I think you actually might be in the position to be the safest person ever. Unless he finds out, but he's never going to find out because he's gone off-grid, so he's not going to know if someone's using his information.
To do what? To do a thing that Timothy McVeigh is known for and famous for, which is blowing up stuff?
No, you're the one jumping to the conclusion that I'm thinking that you're going to become a second Unabomber. I'm talking about if you were
you have to, because that's the identity. That's the identity. That's
what the I said before he did any of that. He's out in the woods. He's typing his manifesto.
See, he wouldn't be the Unabomber.
You would be Timothy McVeigh.
Who hasn't become famous for being Timothy McVeigh because he didn't do the Oklahoma bombing.
Okay, I think I see the misunderstanding here. Is I'm not saying that you have to copy a famous person. Like, I'm not saying if you Timothy McVeigh goes off into the woods, isolates himself from the rest of civilization. I'm not saying that you become the Unabomber all of a sudden. I'm saying that you just assume the identity of Timothy McVeigh. I don't know what he did before he became the Unabomber, so I'm saying that.
Okay, but what is Mir doing? Mir is not only assuming her. Which is bad enough.
Here's the problem.
She's pretending to be.
I see what you're doing here, and I understand what the problem was with the situation. Is that we keep veering off of the road of the discussion. The discussion started with I said it's okay to use somebody else's identity if they're not using it, and then indicated towards somebody who's actively avoiding using their identity. You're trying to veer us off road into but she's famous and everyone's going to know her. That wasn't the topic of discussion. Topic of discussion is somebody who's not using their identity. I just went with the Unabomber because he's the first person I could think of who actively went out of their way to go off grid. Somebody who is not going to ever use their identity ever again. Because I'm trying to separate myself from the argument of somebody who is just like actively not participating in like global commerce or something. Somebody who is still actively using their identity and it just doesn't have a giant thumbprint. No, of course not. That person is going to be harmed by you using their identity. Somebody who is actively against the government, who doesn't want to use their identity ever again, that person isn't harmed by you using their identity. The only person who could...
In this case, she does still have a big thumbprint. That's why there's being the use of her identity. It's not simply a matter of she's pretending to be her and that's it. She's pretending to be her in order to take her place and use her position in society to influence. Well, actually, Durandal is using her to do that, and she's a willing participant of that. Which
I would then also
with.
argue that there's still no harm done because she's promoting the same message that Lacus does.
I don't think if she can go back to plants and have people know her there, I think that Durandal could have like sent out a message to Kigali. Hey, by the way, you know where Lacus is at? I want to send a message. Hey, Arthur, remember your ex-fiancé? I'd like to know before everything started, by the way, because this was in the making before the war started. I like to talk to Lacus. Wouldn't we like to talk to Lacus? Hey, where's Kira? You know, he could, if he said, he never says, I tried to reach out to her, but I couldn't find her. So I had to go concoct an entire new personality to get the power that she has, because he literally says, I need her power to do what I want to do.
Well, he didn't have to concoct a new personality. He's literally pretending to be the same person, so...
created a new person to abscond with Lacus person.
I mean, she didn't create a new person. Here's the thing: you can't use that terminology in a show where we're constantly talking about clones and whatnot. He did not create a new person. He found a fan of Lacus's that looks like Lacus. That would also be cool with assuming the role of Lacus.
I don't like it.
Oh, I know, you made that abundantly clear. I just don't see what the harm is. This isn't like somebody who stole your identity to like run up a debt or like buy a bunch of shit. It's literally a person who's just doing what you used to do. Like, she's not like, oh no, she's gone off and she went naked on like the Las Vegas Strip and oh my reputation's ruined. No, literally, she's giving the same concerts, giving the same speeches. It's like you've got a second version of you doing all your work, so you don't have to work anymore.
It's so my personality. It's so me. They're impersonating me, and I find that just creepy. Just creepy. That's just off-putting.
It's weird how often I've watched Perfect Blue stuff lately. Because Perfect Blue would be the alternative version, where they're trying to kill you and replace you. But that's not... Mir isn't going out of her way to kill Lacus.
Somebody is.
We don't know who that is, though.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's get on into it.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Goodbye to Daka. I guess Shin's gonna have to be around to witness.
Or he gets killed by Shin.
I doubt it. I guess it's possible. It's just that he didn't attack the Force the last time.
Yeah.
How about the fact that Kigali couldn't come up with that idea on her own? How about this? Kigali is so helpless, Lacus has to give her the ideas. Again, underwater Gundam can't tell that the Archangel is down there. Okay, how many people are going to take off before the intro starts? There we go. I thought it was going to be Kigali flying right at the camera. All right, second idea. We need to attach bells to your eyelashes. Your eyebrows,
Also
I'm
my
sorry.
eye. Why?
Because sometimes you don't respond, but all you do is weird eyebrow shit.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you never heard it before? Like, so you ask somebody a question, they shake their head no, and it's like, I can't hear the rocks in your head.
Oh, okay. I get that. Oh, okay. I forgot about that scene. It. Anyway.
So if you're not going to respond, then at least attach bells to your eyebrows so that I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm saying basically that what the hell was I saying? Now, you threw me off with that whole.
I said he's got an underwater Gundam. It's weird that he doesn't see the Archangel down there. So at least that way I could hear it. Oh, it's like, oh, he's eyeballing me again.
Yeah. No, well, I think he got intercepted. That's why.
He didn't.
Because Kira fires at the water.
He launches out of the water before Kira even launches, or before the Archangel even surfaces. So he's just down there and then comes back up to start the fight.
Well, we don't know how far the Archangel is, though.
Close
and
enough.
He's in the middle of combat.
Close enough that they're launching into combat.
Survivors and sacrifice. Okay, this is interesting.
We literally know that Tadaka is standing on a burning bridge in this episode based on the next time on. Seems pretty clear what the sacrifice is going to be.
Yeah, they're repeating the same shots. Even.
Except for that whole right-hand side, which I thought had ships on it last time, but you're wide open to escape. Also, let's not forget the fact that you're a ship that can go into the air. So... It's weird that his weapon is part of his Gundam. Like, he shifts, but he has to hold it, like, right here so he can shift around it.
It's a Gundam face, just like yours.
Is the Impulse always so green?
No, that's the armor package. That's why it's so green. That's what he said. Today you're green.
Oh, I thought he meant green as in inexperienced.
No. He's gonna try to Kira them?
By the way, you remember that they had that conversation on the beach?
Mm-hmm.
I was starting to forget.
Yeah.
I hope 40 episodes in, we're still flashing back to that beach. At this point, I've gotten so tired of it that I want it to keep happening. Look, if you can forgive Stella for Hein, what are you going to blame these guys for?
That's true.
Hey, the beach, I almost forgot. By the way, if they were coming to this fight in the hopes of, like, saving people from dying, we are seeing a lot of people die before they get here. He is a Warhammer nerd, I knew it! God, that dude's got a chin. And hair he apparently never brushes. He looks so much older than the picture I've got him. This war has aged him fast. Now, those anti-air guns do a lot of work.
But he doesn't want to kill you.
I mean, it's not like he can invoke Stella or anything. They don't remember.
Yeah.
I thought he was about to ram it. Oh, in the long history of Gundam shows,
Yeah.
the mobile suit that launches right at your bridge and then never gets a shot off. You have to say something new, Kigali. You say the same thing again, they're gonna think you're recording. Well, that was dumb. Legitimately, how did that help anything, Shin?
Yeah.
Like, she's literally telling Orb to stop fighting. You're fighting Orb right now. This is a fucking idiot. True, that is true. It happened during a scene I can't seem to recall right now, but you had a conversation about going back to Orb. Also dumb prodding from Neo because they are doing that.
I mean, the battlefield is chaos, so.
Not on purpose. Here it's like making it chaos on purpose. It's also something I don't really like about these battles is how simple it is to take out an enemy that we've been fighting forever now in one hit, just because it sometimes is.
Okay.
I mean, I understand the logic. I just don't think it's like, considering what the ship looks like right now, a great time to be calling out more enemies.
Oh, there he goes.
I don't think so.
No, he is.
Now, maybe. See, no, okay, now. I would say they didn't indicate to us that he had been struck directly. You can still hit the cockpit, will still miss the person. Now I think he's dead.
Yeah.
Well, again, up until the cockpit started filling with water and then the blood came in, it's like, okay, now I know. At least when it comes to those guys, the extended, their fight and loss has nothing to do with the stupidity going on with Shin. Also, where's that coming from? We saw the entire top of the ship got blown apart. Because we're soldiers and we were ordered to? This would be a better scene, I feel like, if, Yuna was somebody that was worth following. I don't know, Bobby. Well, I guess he could. Never mind. I guess Orb just turned into like the Patrick Zala faction all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Seriously? Did we just lose Luna Maria to the stupidest goddamn fight ever? Yeah, no offense, I don't give a shit about Stella right now. Yeah, she's gonna Ryu it. Although completely unfair, because we saw he took a shot. Everyone else that got shot died. Immediately, I mean. Oh, of course. Plot armor, I forgot. Although it does seem like she's got a couple of extra tubes in her shoulder now. Yeah, don't say that to the soldiers. This is what we should be doing. Is this the third change-up he's made?
Yeah.
Well, counting the default, rather.
ているのは地球軍だ。じゃあお前たちはミネルヴァに沈めというのか。
Has a point. He's always had a point. Pay attention, Kira.
I mean, I blame Shin for this one too. Kira and Atherin fighting, I blame Shin for that. Because Shin started it by shooting at Kigali. Which was a dumb move, an unexplainably dumb move.
Oh, I see what he's trying to do.
Yeah, playing his game. This is what you want, right? Ramming speed. I mean, it would have worked out better if we had like a long conversation about this somewhere. I don't know, somewhere by the water.
Yeah.
If only he'd gone back to Orb. Really? A lot of it, I feel like, is. If he didn't kidnap Kigali in the first place and she found her gumption back then... Oh, you're dumb too, Kira, but I've said that from the beginning. But you're the main characters, you can't lose. Well, I mean, that's the argument, right? That that the 4 times Gundam is just can't be matched by anything that's been made so far. So is this how Yuna's gonna go out? In a ram? Oh, come on, no, take it with you.
No, take him with you.
What's the point of this if you don't take him with you? Man, Orb forces are about as good as ejecting his Zeon forces are. So he's pulling a Dozel. This guy was our Dozel the whole time.
This is enough for this coward. Oh, he doesn't have an arm? Or is he having grabbing in the back and that's why it seems like we don't see them?
Yeah, he's just grabbing something. Like I say, I think this is probably like the worst episode.
Yeah.
I mean, this is pretty cool, but being done for a dumbass reason.
Yeah.
And the only thing that would make it good, he's actively pushing him out the door, so... Otherwise, this is dumb people doing dumb things.
I mean, if Yuna had died,
And Shin is going to be the one to kill Sadaka, of course. Hey, remember this scene? When he was the only one who comforted him back then? That's what I said before, actually. The last fleet engagement, I said, oh, Shin, what if Shin kills Tadaka? And then what fucking happened? Yeah, there's no chance you're gonna fucking see him through the explosion. New ending again?
Yeah.
Well, I'll figure this one out when I take my notes. Because obviously we have shit to talk about here.
Yeah, this is not a great. Yeah, I can see why people are angry about Seed, because if this is how it turns out, it's.
Well, again, why would Shin fire on Kigali? I understand he gets upset when she starts doing her dumb speech stuff. I'm saying dumb speech stuff from his perspective.
Yeah.
But actively, she's calling for Orb to stop fighting, and Orb is who you're currently fighting. So getting your enemy to stand up. Remember what we were arguing about before, flippantly, was how do you stop a fight in a battlefield, or being pro-peace, even if you're on the battlefield? And Kigali's trying to do it. Mm-hmm. He's going to end up with Mir. He's so clearly going to end up with Mir. I got no problem with that. Because Kigali's being dumb, too. Kigali's character's been ruined by this season. I don't think anything's going to change. Well, it was Ralph.
悲しき友の幻影はデュランダルに何を語るのか。次回機動戦士ガンダムシードデスティニーフェイト新たな世界へ飛べガンダム
Damn it. That is upsetting. That's the episode we should have started with today instead of the bullshit that we got these last two episodes. That would have been the perfect episode to follow up on all the shit we talked about in our notes a minute ago. Because it's like, we're talking about who's Durandal, who is that Rao he's talking to, what is the background of this, ideas about everything, and boom, who is Durandal? Talia, backstory, talking to Rao? Like, are you brothers? What the fuck is going on? Obviously couldn't be brothers, but I mean, what is happening? That's the follow-up to all the deep thoughts we had going in today.
Durandal is a brother to...
Couldn't be. Remember, Rao was a clone. Yeah,
it's a clone of Muflaga's dad.
I thought you would say Mufasa.
No,
They say Rao was a clone of Muflaga's dad, so he couldn't have a brother.
Yeah.
Unless they pull something extremely stupid, like, there was two clones. We didn't hear this before.
Yeah. And this one dyed her hair, I guess. His hair or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. This episode, I didn't like this episode because again, they're doing the same thing and getting up with the same results. It's like, you were told what to do. Now, the episode would have saved itself if, I'm going to sacrifice the ship and I'm taking you, goddamn coward, with me, right? Because that way, Kigali would have the way open to, I don't know, return? Oh, you're not dying. Oops.
I don't agree that it would redeem the episode. It'd be like a highlight of a bad episode. But because he's not ramming for any good reason. It's like one person does a stupid thing, the next person does a stupid thing.
The reason he was going to say was, we did our duty with the Federation, right? It's like, you have to fight. Well, we fought and we lost, right? That's what he's basically did it, right? He's like, we lost. And we do our duty, right?
I understand what you're saying, but it's all a follow-up.
It's not a good reason.
I understand what you're saying, but it's all the follow-up of a stupid thing after a stupid thing after a stupid thing.
Yeah.
I understand that, like, a cascade of stupid can happen. Like, you have to anticipate somebody along the chain of stupid understanding what's happening to try and break what's happening. But it's, it's like Shin fires at Kigali. Kira launches into the fight because I can't let this happen. Athrans tries to stop Kira from doing this because he's already told Kira what needs to happen. Kira's like, if you're going to fight me, I'm going to fight you. Boom, now we have no savior. That Shin has been pushed over the edge after his stupid act. He's launched more stupid acts from other people. including Bobby fucking doing a Ryu.
Yeah.
Or I guess an inverse Ryu.
And why would he do that? Of all people, why he was the bodyguard of Kigali and he did that? Why him? Isn't he the
No, Bobby is the guy who attacked Atherin when Atherin came back to Orb, and then they almost signed the treaty, but they're trying to shoot him down. Bobby's the one who's talking. I think Bobby also has like one line about getting Lacus's autograph or something. I can't remember what it was. But then he's also the one that launched to take down Lacus when they stole the ship to go into space 3 episodes back. So
Luna Maria is wounded, severely wounded.
But thank God for plot armor. She's
and we don't and Ray. There was an explosion where Ray was. We don't know if he's alive.
Oh no, he's fine. It's his mobile suit got heavily destroyed because you see, it's like missing an arm and everything.
No, but he had a missing arm. He was shooting, and then there was explosions, and we didn't see Ray anymore.
Oh yeah, well, they didn't show it to us. He's fine.
Yeah,
that's the rules. The same way that I was thinking Owl was probably fine because it seemed like he was like surprised that he got hit, and then we got a second shot of him, the blood and everything.
Now the thing is, here's the thing: we had many fights where the fight just ends, right? Like, oh, we're fighting. I just want to. The fight's over. Okay, and now this fight goes for 2 episodes, and it's supposed to be the big dramatic fight, but it's the one where everybody acts like an idiot, except for Atherin, who's trying to like go after the Earth.
Also,
help us go after the.
Also, Talia, we'll regard them as our enemies. It's like we're seeing the top of your ship is like Swiss cheese right now.
Yeah,
I think maybe you don't count them as your enemy and just like hope they remain neutral or something.
Yeah,
as long as they're not shooting at you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, Atherin and Kira are getting into a fight out there, but as long as their ship isn't firing at you, don't aim any shots at them, and maybe we can get out of this.
It just means that essentially the Minerva is going to turn around and go back to get repaired again. You know?
Oh, I don't know. The Minerva's way worse off than it's ever been. I don't know. Not unless maybe they do like a faction change or something. We got the ship Lacus landed on. Technically still a zaft ship, and we don't have any like factionalization going on just yet.
Yeah.
So conceivably a Seagull faction could still be on the side that Durandal is commanding.
I don't know. They don't seem to be, because otherwise...
Well, they don't seem to be anything.
They have to know that there's a fake Lacus, because once, if you're here and Lacus is over there...
Okay,
then,
but conceivably, think about this. They're part of the military. Fake Lacus is an idol singer. Are you going to leave? Are you going to desert when steal a zaft weaponry and everything because the idol singer is not who she claims to be? Literally, it is outside of the scope of the military. It's so, like, I mean, I can't even think of a modern pop idol or anything anymore. I'm so outside of the scope.
Well, it does show that she has actual power, because she literally has her own faction, apparently, within Zaft.
Well, her dad kind of formed that, and then she was the mouthpiece for it, and then her dad got, shot in the streets, and, I mean, again...
She kept it going.
So, I hate that, too. I hate that, too, because one is an elected official that everybody popularly voted for, and she is literally just the daughter of the guy who formed a rebel faction, which is to say that she's more important than the will of the people.
I mean, not really. I mean,
if Durandal is elected into office and she is just the daughter of a guy who got voted out of office and now is just commanding military stuff because a minority of people agree with her.
Well, it could be that they don't think that what Durandal is doing is great.
Right, but it's still a armed minority versus the guy who's getting voted into office by the majority.
There comes a point where majority is wrong. Hopefully...
I'm not arguing that the majority can't be wrong. I'm just saying that the majority is the majority.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the majority that got manipulated by Durandal. Well...
Also, again, though, she is an idol singer and you're taking up military force and stealing military ships. And
I think she's more than that. She's become more than that.
She's not.
Political figure.
No, Mir is not going around with a gun shooting people. She doesn't have her own Gundam. She literally dances, sings, and says, "Hey, I hope the war will be over. The world with peace would be a great world to live in."
Oh, she's a political figure
idol.
now.
Yeah, she's not a politician, though. She's not, vote for me in the next running election. She never says, vote for Durandal the next election. She does nothing but sing, dance, and hope the war will be over. Imagine if there was a rebellion in Texas because of the next Americans Got Talent, contestant. It would be a fucking, like, oh no, they've taken all of the supply from the Army Reserve Corps, and the National Guard is actively in rebellion in Texas because of the votes in the last America Got Talent competition. That's what's going on here. It's fucking dumb.
Just give me a moment. Sorry about that. I mean, this episode was dumb, and I think the whole entire series is going dumb on us. And I think we're going to end up with the whole Palpatine scenario where Durandal was controlling both sides, because that seems to be what's going on here.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we called that early.
Yeah. And I said it early, if that's what's happening, I'm going to hate it. I didn't like it in Star Wars, and I certainly don't like it.
I don't have a problem with it. Especially if they can pay off the backstory elements and the mystery. Because again, for me, the weakest part so far has been the fights. And granted, this one actually does have a couple of game changers. Again, Todaka apparently dead. Owl dead. That's too big. What if Luna Maria is out for the rest of the show? Maybe not dead, but just out. It's game changers. I just wish it wasn't predicated on stupidity. The characters are acting stupider than they normally act.
Yeah, they're acting dumb because the plot demands that this happens this way, right? That's when you have a plot driven. Oh, how are we going to make this happen? Well, we're going to have people acting idiot, like morons. Yeah, they got the idiot ball.
Yeah, it's. Even though the episode gave me what I wanted with game-changing elements, the foundation it built itself on makes it unlikable.
I think we agree on that.
But
on that note,
I really wish we just didn't have this fight, because, like I said, next episode looks like the thing that I wanted, coming into with all my notes that I'd written out about Durandal's backstory. I said he could have been Rao there, and it could be Rao clone is what Rey is, and all these thoughts about the mystery that they built up with the cool lab episode. And what did we get? They didn't listen to Athrun. They decided to go back into a fight. Kigali said the same shit again. The same thing happened again. Except this time also, we got a guy saying, no, Yuna is the leader of the nation, and we're doing what he says. Even if you are Kigali? Well, thankfully, we don't have to get into an argument with him anymore. He took care of that himself.
Yeah. He even kamikaze himself against the ship, which is really dumb, too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why he did that.
Anyway, that was the episode.
All right. Well, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?